Anyways, we're up to the entry, Avat Abanim v'Abanot, the love for one's children. Says the Pele Yoetz, a person has to know the feelings of love that a person has for his sons and his daughters. Teva mehayvo, it is naturally ingrained in a person. Why? Etzem matzamav basar mipsaro, they are bones of his bones, and they are the flesh of his flesh. Afilu urva ba'ebaneh, even the raven, which is a very cruel animal in general, it still loves his own children. But a person has to be careful to not let this love and attention to interrupt the correct order of things. Which means, but not to go and rebuke his son too much and to cause damage, because he wants his well-being, and he thinks by rebuking him so much and punishing him, he will accomplish what he needs to accomplish and make him into a righteous person. Says the Pele Yoetz, do not rebuke him too much. And rather, what? A person should give excessive closeness and love upon him, and what? And think he shouldn't rebuke him and think that opposite, Haz v'shalom. He thinks he should only give him love and he should only give him good without rebuking him ever, even not telling him he's doing left. It's okay, let him do left. I don't have to tell him right from wrong. No. Person has to make sure to have the balance. As the King Solomon says, Shlomo b'chokhmato choshech shifto, chosech shifto soneh beno. Person who spares the rod hates his child. But oavo Shicharo Musar, but one who loves his son will discipline him when he's a youth. He will go, and not this physical, it's not talking about physical discipline. It's talking about, and this it says, holding the rod from his son. He hates his son, right? It doesn't mean you have to use a rod literally and hit him. It just means you have to rebuke him. You have to go and be the right role model, and you have to be the right light of guidance for him, and give him practical advice, and teach him how to overcome his challenges. And you have to tell him what you're doing is wrong. You have to be that person who guides him, his role model, his counselor. Whereas a person has to know that if you don't do this, you think, no, it's okay, let him be. And what's going to happen? Haz v'shalom, that's a sign that you really hate him, not that you love him. Why? Because he's going to go and enjoy now. He's going to suffer later. Haz v'shalom. So therefore, he says, Ikar avat nefesh. People sometimes say, I love my children, and they want to give him a lot of gifts, buy him a lot of things, take him to Disney World, take him to a lot of places to have fun. And that's not what the main love of a person should be. The main love of his son should be avat nefesh. He should love his soul. His son is a soul, neshama. And he should want for the betterment of his son's neshama, his son's soul. And therefore, it's not just a physical attachment. And therefore, he says, Nichlal bazeh avat atzmo ki bara mezakeh abba. When we view the love of one's sons and daughters, it should include in this the love for his own spiritual opportunity. You should look at your children as in a spiritual investment, not just a physical investment. Then what? Your sons will bring merit to you even after 120. So therefore, a person doesn't know that the main way you leave over change in this world is through your children. And your children will go and have children, raise them the way that you raise them. And therefore, you have to invest in them, not because, oh, they're my son, I have to take care of him. It's because I have a zechut to raise my children to be good people, and the zechut will be that they will change and they will raise their children to be the right way. And that way, slowly, the world becomes better and better. Uchtiv yeser bincha v'inichecha as the pasuk in Mishnah says, discipline your son, and he will give you peace, and will give pleasures to your soul. Most people, when they pass away, and there are people saying the Yershvo, they say that, oh, he always drove a nice car. Oh, he always looked on point. He always, had a lot of money. No, that's not what they say in Yershvo. You know what they say? They say, look at the children he left behind. Look at how he raised such good people. Look at what legacy he left. Look at how he always spoke nicely, and he was a role model to others, made other people happy. That's what a big zechut for a person is to leave behind righteous people as his children, who will now also give him zechut. A person who's a tzaddik, the Gemara says that tzaddikim have no rest in olam haba. Why? Because they're like a taxi cab. The meter is always running. They always get more and more mitzvot. From this that they taught people in this world to do mitzvot, their friends, their students, and their children the most, they keep doing mitzvot, and that gives them more zechut to the father and to the Rebbe in Shamayim. Therefore, he says the person has to be careful. Izer Adam, litnaheg im banav, בתוכחת מגולה מאהבה מוסתרת. Very interesting poetic words he uses over here. It should be an open rebuke that stems from hidden love, which means that a person has to show his children, I am your friend, but I am your father. I'm upset at you, disappointing you, but I still love you no matter what. It's a dual dance. It's a person has to realize you push away with the left and you bring close with the right. And a person who's too friendly, they don't take him serious and they disrespect him. A person who pushes too much away, he's not going to want to be close to him and won't open up to his father. He doesn't want to have anything to do with his father. So that's why you have to have 50-50. You have to have that balance. This is not right what you're doing. It's okay. Don't worry. I forgive you. Come. I love you very much. So therefore, you see, you have to have both. One without the other will not raise him properly. So therefore, he says, no, therefore we're not saying not to punish. We have to punish. But look how he says to punish. He should not be cruel to his son. He needs to be extremely careful not to let himself act cruelly to his child and to hit him with anger. There's hitting because of chinuch, because of education. There's hitting because of anger. A person is not supposed to hit out of anger. You have to first calm down. Then you have to have droka anger. You have to have pretend anger. Say, I'm very upset what you did. It's not right what you did. Even though inside yourself, you're not angry at all. Just for his sake. But if while you're angry, you go and you discipline him, and when you smack him, you're going to smack him because you're angry, so then you already ruined, you already missed the opportunity for it to educate. Now you're doing it just to please your anger, please yourself, and let off steam. As the famous story with one of the great Musa giants, whenever he had to rebuke a boy in the yeshiva, he would go and get his angry hat. What is an angry hat? He would be angry that a student in his yeshiva was misbehaving. He would go upstairs, second floor in a closet. He used to leave a certain hat. He would put it on, and only then he will be able to go to rebuke the child. Why? Because he said, by the time I get the hat, I'll probably already calm down from my anger. And that way, when I rebuke him, I'll do it purely for the sake of Hashem, for the sake of Shamayim. And that way, he never got his own anger involved. So therefore, that's how a person has to rebuke his friend, rebuke his son, that he has to do with love. He has to say it. He has to not let it go by, but it has to be from love and not from anger. And the person is to not hit him in a place where it's obvious. He has a sign on his face. You hit him they patch on the hand, patch on the leg, patch over here where there's a lot of it won't leave a mark. So a person has to realize that yes, you show them you're disappointed, but you show them I do it because I care. That's why. How do you rebuke somebody? How you come so late to shul? You just sit here and talk all day. What's wrong with you? Obviously, the person is not going to listen to you. He's going to be upset at you. When you say to him like this, my friend, my dear brother, if I was in the same situation, I would wish someone would tell me. I'd say because I care. I noticed that you did X, Y, Z, and it's not really allowed, but I do it because I want to help you. I'm not here to be against you. I love you. If you were my son, I would want my father to tell me. So please hear me out. This is how a person gives. You give rebuke, but you give from la. So we show zochem. What about girls? We're going to speak about girls in the next class. But the point is, a person has to make sure to have the love, the rebuke with the love. Baruch Nayolam.